Was I just at Hollywood Nights 48 hours ago? Yes. Am I extremely tired from the event? Yes. Did that stop me from coming to my home park for a day? Absolutely not. And I initially wasn't gonna come today, but I found out that a certain coaster YouTuber who, if you guys saw my Hollywood Nights vlog, I mentioned him. They were coming to Six Flags St. Louis today, so I came out here today to see if I could possibly run into him. So we'll try and do that and also get some rides and on some of my favorites here. And there's also a chance I could be getting my 2100th max score on Justice League today, so make sure you guys watch to the end to see what happens. We are off to a bittersweet beginning for today. I say it's bitter because Justice League isn't open. I was gonna start on that because I'm hitting 2100 today most likely. But on the bright side, I saw Tom. I thought he was retiring because he said today was the last day in mid-April. He's back and I'm so happy to see him again because I say he's the best ride-up I've ever met. He's such a nice guy. I'm happy to see him again. Since Justice League is closed, we're gonna start off with the next best thing that is right next door, and that is Mr. Freeze. Now, I just rode Thunderbird 15 times over the past 72 hours, and I currently have Thunderbird ranked over Mr. Freeze. Will that end up being the case after I ride Mr. Freeze? I'm not sure, because if that was the case, then it would be throwing Boss my favorite ride in the park, because I moved Thunderbird one spot over Boss after how good it was running during Hollywood Nights. But that's for later on. I'm really intrigued to see how this launch feels, because Thunderbird's launch was punchy. More punchy than I remember it being. So we're gonna see how it's running today. Unfortunately, they're only running side B, which has been the more problematic side recently. So I have a feeling this thing is gonna go down at some point today, but I hope I'm wrong. It just launched out of the station. I don't know if it'll roll back. Let's go take a look and see if we can capture it. I saw it happen in April. That is over the top hat. No rollback to be seen here. So let's take a ride or two on this and see how the coolest coaster on the planet is running today. Just got off with the front row on Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast, and I gotta say, that was not that good for this ride. I've seen it run considerably better in the past, and it doesn't help that they're only running Side B today. Side A is the train that runs more intense from my experience, and because Side B was not very intense today, Thunderbird absolutely kills this thing for right now. The launch was very slow today. Like, I kind of thought we were gonna roll back. I mean, we didn't exactly come close to rolling back, but it was definitely not the most intense, and we have the train coming up in the top hat right now. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's about how fast it went when I was on it, so it's not running very fast at all. The park opened about an hour ago, so it's maybe running slow, which I assume it is, but it's definitely not running the best right now. I need to try the back row later on and see if it's running better. I feel like it'll be very easy for Boss to be better than the Stinger today, because that was very, very dead. I was just one of the few rides I've come off that's actually disappointed, which is a rarity in this thing. As I was coming out of Freeze's exit, I saw Justice League was open, but then it went down due to technical difficulties right when I got into the building, so looks like that's now giving them an next ride. I'm gonna go up to the Boss, because it's way up there, and give that a ride or two, and then we'll come back to Justice League after a while. Change of plan, Joker's up first, because it is a literal walk-on. There is nobody on this, it looks like, so this is definitely a rare sight, and something we're taking advantage of. absolutely insane, especially when you're going face down back to the ground after being at the highest point. It is so intense. Definitely not for everyone though. I will say, if you don't like very intense rides, Joker Carnival Cast is not the ride for you. I wouldn't say the Boss is the ride for you either, which that thing is intense and also can be kind of rough at times. So we're gonna head up there right now, get a ride on this and see how this thing is running and see how it compares to Legend and Raven, both of which I had ridden several times over the past 72 hours. I do prefer the Boss over Raven and Legend. I think my rides on Legend and Raven during Hollywood Nights were much better than my ride on Boss just now. I'm surprised that Boss nor Mr. Freeze are not running the best today. None of them are as good as I've seen them in the past. I'll definitely make sure to try them both later on today, see if they're running faster, but which I would say is better. I think Boss is definitely better because Mr. Freeze, I don't know what was up. It was very disappointing, which is not usual for that ride in the slightest. First freaking try, are you kidding me? I've only done that one other time and it was in July of last year. That's ridiculous that I double maxed it on the first try. Blue, green, and blue of car 3 too, so I wouldn't say it was an ideal combination to get it with, but that's gonna help with getting towards 2100 by the end of today. Almost had a double max with the red and blue green blaster of car 2. Maxed out the first one, late second screen, 985, 500 with the second blaster. So I almost had it. I knew it was gonna be close because I felt like I was doing really well. I probably could have had it if I didn't screw up quite a bit in screen 2, sorry, not screen 1. I did pretty well in screen 1. I didn't get the first set of technical panels cleared until the LexCorp sign came flying at me. That's slow for me. Usually I would have had at least a set, maybe 2 sets done by then. Usually around a set and a half of panels done. Just had a weird ride on Justice League where the car I was in got dispatched a little too early. And it was so early that when I was at the first screen, I saw the vehicle ahead of me in the room with the Joker animatronic, which is very odd. Usually I don't see the vehicle in that room when I get to the first screen. And because the vehicles were too close together, I didn't get to shoot at the second screen, which it is what it is. Still got it, no problem, but it was definitely unorthodox. Thankfully, the ride did correct itself in LexCorp. The vehicle stopped for a little bit, let the vehicle ahead of it get past the third screen, then we continued on. But then I saw Rookie Racer just open, so let's give it a go. See how it compares to Good Gravy, which I rode a couple times during Hollywood Nights. good gravy over this, even though Rookie Racer was a longer ride. Then I did Boss on round 2, which was a lot better than it was earlier. Definitely the best coaster ride I've had today, although I haven't done rides like Screaming Eagle or American Thunder or Batman, so I wouldn't know how either of those three are running. But between my rides on Boss, Mr. Freeze, and Rookie, my second ride on Boss was definitely the best. Getting closer to 2100 on Justice League. I think I'm at 2090, so we're getting close. I have not done Screaming Eagle yet, which is where I'm at right now. You guys see the little in front of me there. I'm gonna give this a ride and see how it's running. I just saw the red train come over this hill. Looks like it's running pretty slow, so I don't know. Might wait it out and get the blue train, but I'm not sure.
She's 49 years old, enjoy the ride on the Screaming Eagle.
Did Screaming Eagle front row and then Batman back row. Screaming Eagle front row was really good. Not too rough, decent air time, but I will say the Woody's and Holliwood, I think we're all better than it for today at least. And then Batman back row. I don't know what was up with it, but in the first half it was on the rougher side. It had a bit of a bounce to it. So wasn't the most ideal ride experience there, but it was still pretty intense. That being said, I don't think it was anywhere nearly as good as Thunderbird, which I rode several times. I actually heard Log Flume is back open, so I'm gonna go take a ride on that, and then we'll get back to Justice League from here, because I'm actually closing in on 2100 max score. I think I already said that, but still. No way! The side that has a lift hill to start is running. Usually the other side is running, so I'm definitely getting on this and taking advantage of it, because this side I haven't seen running for quite a while. It was really nice to get back on this particular side of Log Flume after not seeing it open for a while. I actually got pretty wet on it too, which honestly feels really nice, because it's kind of humid out here. Now I'm gonna go back to Justice League, get some more laps on that, and then eventually ride it with that one YouTuber I've been teasing. Getting pretty close to the last hour. It's around 5:30 right now. Before I start marathoning Justice League until close, I do want to ride back row on Mr. Freeze, because I said I was going to do that earlier and I haven't done that yet. So let's see how it's running now compared to my ride earlier today. All the coasters of Holliwood, but none of them have an element that's as demonic as the inverted top hat. Legends Helix comes close for me, but even then, the inverted top hat on this thing is just so ridiculous. Great positives going into it in the back row, awesome time. And the ride itself was not disappointing, which is really nice. I just got up to 2,099 max scores, meaning this next one will be 2,100. Before I go get this milestone, I just want to say huge thanks to Mark, Jack, Sammy, and Skylar, all of which were part of Coast Dash in some form or another. I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me for part of today, as well as Ryan and making today awesome. This milestone goes out to the 4 of you. I forgot to film an outro at the park, but my final ride count was 12 on Justice League, 2 on Boss, Mr. Freeze, and Rookie Racer, and then 1 on Batman, Joker Carnival of Chaos, Log Flume, and Screamin' Eagle. In terms of highlights, my later rides on both Mr. Freeze and Boss were excellent. Getting my 2100th max score on Justice League, getting to ride that other side of Log Flume for the first time in a while was really cool, and of course hanging out with Mark from Coaster Dash. Even though I wasn't able to max out Justice League for Mark or his friends, it was really cool to hang out with them for the day. And I will be posting the link to Coaster Dash and Travel Dash's YouTube channel in the description of this video, as well as the Instagram account for both of them as well. And before I click off this video, please be sure to leave a like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to comment what you enjoyed about this video, and be sure to share it with someone else you may know. If you're new to this channel and like what you saw, please consider subscribing for more content like this. I'd appreciate you subscribing and turn the bell on to get notified every time I upload a new video. I also have an Instagram account for the pictures I take whenever I visit a park, so be sure to check me out there as well via the link in the description. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you later.